Previously on MasterChef Australia. Shannon's fridge supplied the ingredients for the first immunity challenge of the season.
Oh my goodness.
There was plenty of drama.
Oh, come on.
You're on fire.
Put it in the sink.
Oh.
But the food was phenomenal.
The pasta works, it's great. Really, really good.
I love it. It's great work.
And Melissa's now immune from the first elimination.
In round 2, you're going to need to beat a professional chef.
He's an absolute beast.
Then she tried to win a pin.
Cool little battle of David versus Goliath going on here.
9 out of 10.
But Hugh Allen and his 3 hats were too hard to beat. Tonight, it's the first elimination for 2023.
I need to do everything that I can to not be the first one out.
Who will be the first to say goodbye to the MasterChef kitchen?
How you feeling, Ralph?
Nervous.
Nervous?
I'm not gonna lie to you, very nervous. How you feeling today?
Yeah, good.
You have a steely confidence that's nerve-wracking. So today's a bittersweet moment. The first elimination, we've all been here just a week, and I don't think anyone's ready to go home.
That's right.
Okay.
Just cook the best we can.
That's true.
Someone's leaving? No, not ready to leave the family yet.
We've got photos of them as children.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Welcome back. Before we go any further, looking around, it's pretty obvious there's a few people missing, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, COVID has hit us, and it hit us hard. 8 contestants can't be here because they're currently recovering. With that said, the show must go on. So today, you 9 will still be cooking in an elimination. And just to keep it fair, the people who aren't here today will be the only ones to cook in the next elimination when they're back with us, fit and healthy.
Old COVID's come in and spoiled it for us. Normally it'd be like a 1 in 17 chance of going home. Now there's only 9 fighting it out. Thanks heaps, COVID.
Phil, how you feeling, mate?
We're at the unofficial top 10, so I'm pretty happy about that. We'll take the positives from what we can get.
That's positive, I love it.
If I go out today, I'm top 10, that's all I'm saying, all right?
How about these guys, eh?
Cute.
Just in case you hadn't guessed it, those 3 photos are obviously of us as kids. How about that haircut?
No, you got to bring that back. Bring it back.
You know, my mum was a hairdresser, my dad was a barber. What was going on there? We didn't try these embarrassing photos out for nothing. This obviously has something to do with the first round of the elimination.
Under these cloches are our favourite childhood ingredients. Okay. In round 1, you'll have to use one of them in your dish. Well, let's find out what they are.
No prizes for guessing what mine is. A healthy dose of Vegemite.
Next up, kumquat. Oh, yum.
My ingredient is an Italian staple.
And I'm like praying that it's pasta. That's my strength.
And it was my all-time favourite as a wee lad. Panettone.
Wow.
I am Italian, of course, but never like panettone. I don't like that candied orange in it. I always like took it off.
Andrea's face. No, grazie.
I'm not a fan.
Does everyone know what panettone is? Hands up if you don't know what panettone is. Okay, panettone is like a French brioche, but like 100x better. It's more fragrant, more buttery, more delicious. There is candied fruit inside and sultanas. The texture is more soft and delicious than a brioche.
Okay, so kumquats at their front door. My parents always had 2 little kumquat plants for luck. They were ornamental, we didn't really eat them. And my brother and I and the kids in our street would pick them off the tree and peg them at each other when they were super, super ripe, just because they would just explode. They're like the fruitiest water bombs you've ever experienced. So good fortune in my culture, but also good fun as a kid.
I'm going to start this by saying I love you, Mum and Dad. I love my mum and dad, but they were terrible cooks. Terrible cooks. And not until I was about probably 15 did I start to cook myself, because I was just so bored. I was like, there must be something else out there. Because I used to go to school every single day with 6 Vegemite sandwiches. 2 for recess, 4 for lunch, and that was me. And I just thought that was it. Like, that was all that was out there in the culinary world. I do still love Vegemite, and it's probably what got me into cooking.
Vegemite, not my thing. Kumquat, I don't know if I've ever even tried it. And a panettone cake, which I've had a couple of times. Nothing really springs to mind on what I'm going to cook or do with them. So, yeah, definitely going to have to think quick.
Now that you have your 3 options, here are some rules. You'll have 60 minutes to take us back in time and cook a dish using one of these 3 ingredients. The 3 least impressive dishes will send their makers into round 2, from where one of you will be going home. We know none of you are ready to go, so just take a deep breath, don't lose your head, and do what you do best. Good luck. Your time starts now.
Ready?
Whole bunch of kumquats.
Clean up on aisle 5.
Guys, I've dropped all of the kumquats.
It's so embarrassing. Everyone's already stressed, and I've made it worse.
Thank you, Andrea.
You know, the thing about panettone is, as soon as you crack into it, there is this butteriness.
Oh,
Look at it.
Look at that.
But look at it, it's aerated, it's vanilla, it's fruit. Smell it. You smell the candied fruit, you smell the vanilla, you smell the butter. It's like just delicious.
What would you do with it?
Ice cream sandwich.
Oh.
Yeah, right.
Focus all your energy on making an ice cream. Slice that bad boy, that thick, and then construct your sandwich and bosh.
Kumquats. Easy, right? It's a bit like sweet, sour citrus. Has a lot of really interesting floral notes going on there, and I think it could lend itself to sweet or savoury. You could split them and char them, you know, over the hibachi and add them, you know, into a grilled seafood dish, for example.
Don't try and overthink this one. They've got to remember, you just don't want to be the bottom 3 dishes.
No.
You know? So this is the time to pull something that you're really comfortable with and absolutely nail it.
This stage, like, I decided what I want to do. I want to do a risotto. So I'm using Vegemite to make risotto with asparagus. Basically, Vegemite instead of salt, and I'm doing a stock and using Vegemite for that too. You know, I tried a couple of times in my life, and it's a big no for me. But, you know, give it a go, try new things. I'm probably gonna lose my passport, the Italian one. A nice, like, a volcano-shaped thing. I was born in Italy, in a town called Turin. Pasta is definitely my strength. I find cooking very satisfying. It's like chemistry. Mix up some elements like flour, eggs, water, and you end up with a beautiful dough. You transform it into a pizza or a pasta. Just amazing. That's it. I've got a skill, which is cooking. Everything I kind of cook has a great result and tastes very good. I think something I have to bring to MasterChef is my personality. Being very outgoing, very social. So I'm very easygoing. So sometimes people may think that I don't care, but that's not the case.
Andrea,
Yeah.
here we go.
Hey.
Very good.
Is that risotto with Vegemite? Get out
It's not
of
a risotto
town.
with Vegemite, it's a risotto with a Vegemite stock.
As long as the Vegemite's in there and you're using it to its strengths, which are seasoning and umami, a delicious risotto sounds like a great idea.
You may love
I
Vegemite
hope
after
so.
all.
I hope so. Thanks. 1 hour for risotto is a long time, but I need to make it really good because I don't want to go home today.
I have made up my mind that I will not try anything new in the kitchen unless I've tasted it back home. Today, I think I'm playing it really safe and smart because I am making a kumquat Swiss roll. The reason why I chose that was because I can really incorporate the kumquat into the Swiss base.
Fingers crossed, fingers. I don't want it in round 2. I would not be able to do it.
I've gone with Mel. Kumquats it is today. I just think I can do a lot more with my type of cooking. So today I'm doing Middle Eastern chicken Maryland, hummus, and then a nice pomegranate salad. You know, use the kumquats for a sauce or a glaze. It's hitting the brief. It's in my cooking ability. It's, you know, it's a safe one.
I really hope it's enough to keep me out of round 2 because, yeah, round 2 is worse than round 1.
Like this season, I'm just thinking, doing smart moves. Brent from the show before probably wouldn't have done that. But it's just what's up here is what's going to be on the plate. So you just got to keep calm, stick to your guns, and you'll be safe.
15 minutes down, 45 minutes to go. Let's go.
Go, go, go.
Today I'm making a hibachi Vegemite glazed cauliflower. How I normally cook cauliflower at home would be cut it into steaks and then pan fry it.
I'm feeling okay. It's my first time using the hibachi, so I'm like, oh, I hope I'm doing it right.
I'm doing a roast pumpkin coated in a Vegemite crumb, and I'm doing a sesame and Vegemite puree to go with it. It goes quick, so I've got to get this pumpkin into the oven ASAP.
So sorry.
Sorry.
I'm gonna make a sponge cake with a kumquat caramel and a cream filling.
Come on, Robbie.
Today I picked the Vegemite, so I thought I'd cook a beef stew with tomato and Vegemite base. If I was at home, I'd be cooking around a campfire like our buffalo or wallaby. I'd cook that maybe hour and a half to 2 hours to nice and tender. But it's a bit hard when you only got 60 minutes.
Uncle Robbie.
Hello, Robbie.
Hey.
How's it going?
It's classic styles, beef stew, nice piece of steak and some veg.
Something we do at home a lot, you know, just stews.
How do you want the beef once it's cooked?
Hoping it'll be all nice and tender.
Yep.
It's got it.
It's got a good
Definitely.
waft to it, which is a good start. But,
Thank you very much.
In the bushes that we sit around a campfire, we've got the camp oven on, where everyone's talking, telling stories, and then, you know, before you know it, the time goes past and your food's it's delivered perfect for you. Here, you're cooking in a stove you don't know much about. This sort of cooking is very different for me.
I've chosen Andy's trusty Vegemite today.
The reason I picked the Vegemite is like I love salty things. I know I can use that to kind of season a dish in a certain way and hope that I can balance it in a way so it doesn't completely overpower it.
It's just so intense. How do you give this to kids? What the hell?
Obviously, didn't grow up with Vegemite.
Oh, it just lingers too. Really does.
My name is Phil Conway. I'm originally from Ireland.
I'm just finishing off my mashed potatoes. What would an Irish cook be without a good potato recipe?
I think my biggest strength in the kitchen is when it comes to cooking proteins. Like I love cooking meat, and that's probably the thing I've worked on the most. Just iconic Irish food. That's what you grow up on. I've been working in the fitness industry for almost 10 years now, but I also have a huge passion for food and wine. I'm quite determined to achieve the goal of opening my own wine bar one day, but it's a scary thing being 33 years of age and starting a new career and following a passion and starting basically from scratch again. But at the same time, it's exciting. I'm passionate about it, and if you're not excited about what you do when you get up in the morning, there's not really much point in doing it. The dish I'm doing today is a pork fillet with parsnip two ways and a Vegemite sauce.
Vegemite starting to come through the dish. now and incorporate itself, but it's just one of those things I've got to be so careful with because it could very easily overpower everything and be just left with a mouthful of Vegemite.
To be honest, it's been a pretty tough week of cooking.
Ooh, it's intense.
Confidence is pretty low,
Phil?
and I feel like I'm, definitely on the chopping block.
This looks like meat and veg. What are you making?
I'm doing some pork loin with veal and Vegemite sauce, and then parsnip and vanilla puree.
You love the meat puree and gravy, man.
You gotta give me a couple of weeks to get a couple of cooks
Mate,
under
you're
my
gonna
belt.
have to let go of that blanket at some point,
Yeah.
eh?
Cooking meat and veg throughout this comp so far hasn't really worked for me.
You are gonna have to move away from safety meat and potatoes and vegetables and start cooking because you're not gonna be around for long if you don't.
Choosing to do it on elimination day might not be the smartest decision, but I just really want to prove today that I can actually cook meat and veg. But I am quite worried that today could be my last day in the kitchen.
A lot of really good ideas. Here's hoping they result in lots of really good dishes. 30 minutes to go.
Come on, let's go!
Cooking meat and veg is definitely something Jock questioned. Veg and sauce again. So the plan is to add another texture to it. I'm making a buckwheat caramel chip to go with it, which will help balance the flavors a bit.
And just spread it really thin so it gives like a bit of a buckwheat, kind of a nutty sweet chip.
I haven't done it before, so that definitely has made me feel a bit concerned that have I picked the wrong day to be trying to be adventurous and pushing the boundaries.
Artie, you making dumplings?
I'm making dumplings.
Beautiful.
The kumquats are really tart and sweet, so I thought that could go nice in an Asian-style dressing.
Yum.
My strategy today is keep it simple, stupid. Like, do not go do anything that you've not tried before. Do something that you know how to do and that you're going to be able to execute.
Wasted a lot of ginger just then.
So I'm actually making pork dumplings with a kumquat and soy sauce.
So like a pan-fried, tender
like
on
pot
one
sticker,
side,
correct.
crunchy on the
Exactly,
other.
exactly.
Yep.
The dishes sound.
Yep.
Okay.
You've done dumplings before.
Yes.
All you've got to do is balance the sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll try and do it for you. Thanks, guys.
Risks can sometimes pay off, or they can sometimes lead you absolutely to the bottom and it's just a disaster. That can really be good on days where you're not going to be going home. I am not going to risk that today. I've been working as a doctor for almost 10 years now. Okay, I'll just be checking your blood pressure. But I started getting into cooking about 3 years ago. Work was getting stressful, I needed an outlet, and I started discovering how interesting it can be.
Paella is one of my dishes, and I can make churros.
I love being a doctor, but sometimes I feel like I've got this creative itch, which doesn't always get scratched. I feel like I spent all my 20s doing very long and hard hours in medicine, and now in my 30s, I want to see what I can do in food.
Here we go, guys. I've made a paella.
I've seen myself how MasterChef has changed lives for people, and I think it can totally change my life.
Good. Thanks, guys.
It's a big step to have put in all of those years into medicine and now to be doing MasterChef and to be looking at a life in food. MasterChef is going to show me whether or not I've made the right decision.
Artie, that looks so good.
The sponge is in the oven. I'm thinking, okay, you have to start tackling the kumquats and get the juice out of that because I need to make my curd. I tried to zest those kumquats. Oh my goodness. I am working so hard. I think juicing those little kumquats, it's going to take me at least 15 minutes to just get half the cup. Oh my gosh.
Oh, look, a girl after my own heart. Kumquats, amazing.
Yeah.
So what are you doing with them?
I am making a kumquat Swiss roll with a chantilly chili cream and a kumquat curd, hopefully.
I love this.
Yeah.
I love this because
I have to
it
colour
kind of
through.
pulls on that nostalgia as well, which like these are our childhood ingredients.
Fantastic. Okay, well, here's hoping that everything comes together in the right textures.
But you got a motor, Ruth.
Yeah. Look to younger me.
I know.
I'll just be sending you goodbye.
Good job, Grace. You're doing good.
I've got my pumpkin in the oven. I'm feeling on track. I'm just trying to be as organised as possible in this cook and have lots of fun.
Quietly confident. Just trying to get everything set up nicely so that I'm not panicking at the end.
Let's go. I'm just cooking my cauliflower. Hopefully it cooks in time.
Today I'm going to do sort of Middle Eastern spice chicken Maryland.
For the kumquat sauce / glaze, I just let these little kumquats just cook along, a little bit of sugar in there, salt, and then white vinegar. I blitz it up, strain it. As I'm tasting it, I love it. It's delicious.
Looks good. Yum.
Chicken's in a bowl, it's got the dry rub on it, it's in the brine, it's doing its thing.
Caramelised, spicy, marinated chicken.
Yep.
Sounds good. What are you worried about?
Not too much.
I tell you what I'm worried about.
What?
The chicken. You've got 20 minutes to go and it's not cooking. And you're cooking leg on the bone.
Yeah.
You want to get it cooked and you want to get it rested.
Yep.
All right?
Thanks, Chef.
20 minutes to cook a Maryland's like pretty much nearly impossible. Right now, I'm like spiraling, I'm trying to think, but I just, new Brent, just, okay, just calm down. Cut the Maryland in half, get a pan, get it on, put it on the pan, sear it as hard as I can, get that crust that I wanted, the caramelisation, and then get it in the oven really, really quick. Brent from season 13 probably wouldn't have done that. He would have just chucked them both in, probably cranked her up and just, sat back and hoped. But like this season, I'm not hoping. Brent's thinking good.
We started with good ideas, but now the panic of the first elimination is starting to set in. 15 minutes to go.
No pressure.
Just cutters.
How's it going there, Grace? No?
Going good. How are you going?
Good now.
I think most of the people get a bit of a shock at the way I'll cruise around in the kitchen.
Andre.
Hey, brother.
Good, what's
How
happening?
you doing?
Good, what you
The
doing?
risotto with Vegemite stock.
Vegemite sock.
I think I'm pretty calm because I never run and I watch all the other contestants and they're running and I think, oh, what they fell over would be embarrassing. I'll forget about the clock most of the time when I'm cooking and then I look up, oh gosh.
Robbie?
Red wine and tomato paste with Vegemite.
It needs to cook more. But it needs another good 15 minutes at least to cooking because it's pretty chewy.
Yeah.
If I turn it up, hopefully the heat, it'll stew and tenderise a bit more. I was thinking, gosh, I hope I'm not going home.
So I've got 14 minutes left and I cut into the pork, but it's still just that little bit under. So I quickly throw it on the tray, stick it back in the oven. Based on the last couple of proteins I've put up, I really need to get this one right. As Jock put it so eloquently, meat, veg and sauce again. But I've tasted the sauce with the Vegemite in it. I also added a bit of cacao in there, which added a bit of bitterness to help balance the sauce, which I think has really made it work. I'm happy with the buckwheat chip. It obviously adds another aspect to the dish, a nice nutty crunchiness to break up those textures. So a little bit of Irish luck with a sprinkle of Aussie charm in there, who knows?
I'm using Vegemite to make a nice, hopefully, risotto with asparagus. Vegemite is basically like stock. That's what it tastes like and what it smells like. And that's why I don't understand why people need to have stock on the toast in the morning. So anyway, during the cooking, I've been adding Vegemite because it's actually not as salty as I thought.
Oh, risotto, hello.
Asparagus risotto with Vegemite stock. And now I've got a mix of crumbled Vegemite and Parmesan.
I love you dearly and I want you to succeed. But I know that there's some saltiness in here, but that is grossly under-seasoned.
Okay.
You need to figure out the balance. Good luck.
So I've got 10 minutes to basically reassess this dish. Go to the pantry and go with my guts. Acid, lemon zest. So just go to the fridge and I see caviar. My hands are shaking. I've got like the time's running out.
Andrea, use a spoon. Put the spoon in between the lid and pop it.
I need to fix this dish at any cost, literally.
I've got 5 minutes to finish this panettone, and you've got 5 minutes to finish your dish. Let's go.
Sorry. Oh my God, sorry. I bumped your booty. I am making a kumquat Swiss roll. Oh, thank goodness. My cake base is looking so good. I take my chantilly cream.
Go, Brew!
I start putting my curd on there. I spread it. But I'm very nervous to roll this sponge. Okay. This is my whole dish. And if it breaks, I end up with no dish and I will find myself in round 2. I cut up my sponge, I place one piece on the plate, and I just take a big sigh of relief.
I'm down the chicken's level. I'm probing it for internal temp, and I don't even want to look at the number. I can see it's rising, and I just do not stop. Just keep going, keep ticking up. Right now, there's not a lot I can do. I've just got to sort of get it on the plate and just hope.
2 minutes to go!
Come on!
You got this! You can do it!
I taste one of my dumplings, I'm happy with it, so I get the other 5 on a plate, sprinkle a little bit of spring onion on them, and then my sauce on the side.
I'd eat it. That's all I can ask for.
A few minutes ago, the meat wasn't that tender. I think, gosh, please, just make this meat a bit tender because I could be going 3 and 2.
I need to balance the risotto somehow because I definitely don't want to be the first one to go home. So I put the caviar, I put the glaze, the lemon zest. It's pretty good, actually. I mean, I'm happy. If they don't get a punch in the face with this dish, there's a problem.
You guys have got 1 minute, come on! Woo!
The hummus goes down, I put the chicken on, and then the nice, vibrant salad. I'm very happy with the kumquat glaze. I think it's going to marry up perfectly with that chicken if it's cooked.
Oh my gosh.
It's getting down to that last second, and I just know that this pork just needs those extra few seconds just to hit that perfect temp. And I've got everything there ready to go, but nothing on the plate.
10, 9,
And then I hear the countdown.
8, 7,
I'm like, what?
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my God.
Nice work.
I just don't want to be in round 2 today. I just want to go straight up the gantry, kick back, you know. So hopefully this dish is enough to get me up.
All right, you had 3 ingredients to cook with today. I am devastated that none of you picked panettone. I mean, I'll get over it, but like...
I don't think you will.
I think I might hold it against you just a little bit. What we do have, though, is a lot of kumquat and Vegemite dishes. We're looking for the 3 least impressive dishes today to go into round 2. And the first dish we'd like to taste belongs to... Phil.
I've taken the big chances changing my career to be on MasterChef. So to be that first one out would not be good.
I cooked a pork fillet with a parsnip and vanilla puree, roasted parsnips, a buckwheat chip, and a Vegemite veal sauce.
Mate, I thought this was going to be a disaster, and it is the opposite. Mate, it's a beautiful dish. It's well balanced, it's well structured, it was plated beautifully. It is a huge departure away from what you've brought us before, so your progress at this stage just jumped 50%. Well done, mate.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
This is the best dish of food you've put up in the kitchen so far. The pork is beautifully cooked, really succulent and tender. Really well conceived, really nicely executed. Well
Thanks,
done.
Belle. You try the puree on its own, and it's very vanilla forward. Then you go to the sauce, and it's got a good whack of the Vegemite in there. Then you eat the crisp, and it's sweet and nutty. You put it all together, and it is seamless. That is hard to do, mate. Well done, man.
Thank you, guys.
Well, this is far and away the best moment I've had in this kitchen. Days like today are the reason that I've taken this MasterChef journey, and I'm so glad I'm here now.
Let's go, Eddie!
Pork dumplings with a soy kumquat sauce.
I love that. The thing I like the most is the dumpling work.
Thank you.
Your sauce, though, is fantastic. It's kumquat. It's the first thing I can taste and the last thing I can taste.
And it's beautifully balanced, nicely seasoned. I think it eats really well together.
Solid, Addie. Very, very solid. You should be pretty stoked. Great stuff for the first Olymp.
Thank you, guys. Thanks so much. I'm so relieved hearing their feedback. It's really affirming to get that in this kitchen. Thank you.
Next up, Robbie. All right, fella, what did you pick and what did you make us?
Beef with red wine and with the tomato paste flavouring with the Vegemite, which I've never done before.
So is it like a stew?
Yeah, like a stew, yeah.
Beef stew?
Yeah, it's something like you do at home every day around the campfire.
All right. If you were cooking that at home and around the campfire, how long would it take in the ticking away at the edge of the stove?
2.5 hours.
Yeah,
perfect,
right.
Yeah.
And you tried to do it in an hour?
Yeah.
Robbie, flavour-wise, there is, like, bags of it. It's just, like, one mistake. And it's the amount of time that you tried to cook that piece of meat for. We've still got a chewy piece of meat, and it needed much longer time so that it could just fall apart.
Robbie, I can't fault the flavour of the gravy. Your stew base has a rich, robust, beautiful flavour to it. And had the beef been perfectly cooked, it just would have been the most beautiful carrier for this dish.
Unlucky.
Nice one, Robbie.
Hearing that really made my nerve go up to another level.
I'll come here.
Yeah. I thought, well, maybe I might be going to the next cook.
Next up, it's Brent.
I'm walking my dish up and I'm like, oh, this is that feeling, you know, hacking it again. Like, I don't want to be in round two.
Brent, what's the dish, please?
Middle Eastern spiced chicken on hummus with a pomegranate herb salad with a kumquat glaze.
Happy with the kumquats as an option today?
Yeah, they're pretty versatile, and I just knew that I was going to use the kumquat and probably go savoury with it and just heavily spice something.
Well, it smells fantastic.
They're cutting through that chicken and I am dead set zoned in on that chicken. What have I done? Like, if I serve raw chicken, Gonskis, might as well walk out of that door.
Perfectly cooked.
I think you showed your nous in round one. Cooking something that you're very comfortable with, that you're familiar with it, tweaking it a little bit so you can hit the brief and use kumquats was very good, mate.
Nice work on the chicken. It had a beautiful crispy skin and the meat below it was really succulent and beautifully seasoned on the outside with that spice mix. Great flavours.
Thank you. Brent, very good rendition. Chicken cooked beautifully, nicely charred, beautifully marinated. I thought it was really tasty. Well done.
Thanks,
Well
Brent.
done, mate. Thanks, guys.
So good. You know, first all-in elimination, and just the pressure is released. I can get this thing off. I can get up on the gantry and just, you know, enjoy it.
That's great.
God,
Oh. Yeah.
that chicken.
Next up, it's Grace.
So I've made a Vegemite crusted pumpkin with a sesame and Vegemite sauce.
I liked it. I actually thought it was really nice, so I'd be interested to see if it flows down the line.
Yeah.
It flowed down the line. I
Thank
also
you.
really liked it.
Pumpkin, amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Craig.
Ralph.
I made a cake with a cream filling and a kumquat caramel sauce.
The caramel is sublime.
Like 90% there.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.
Next up, Amy.
I made hibachi cauliflower with Vegemite, zesty yogurt, and a cauliflower stem parsley salad.
Sounds a little crunchy. The cauliflower's under.
Amy, hibachi is a sexy piece of equipment to use, and I think that it's really attractive for so many different reasons, but today wasn't the day to pull that out, so a bit of a shame for you today.
Thanks, Amy.
Next up, Rue.
I have made a kumquat Swiss roll.
Rue, I think you did a really good job. And I love how you took another notch on nostalgia for us. Like,
yeah.
That little rat bag there, he would have eaten many Swiss rolls back then.
Yeah. Really nicely executed, the rolling, beautiful, no cracks, really light in texture, and the combination of the curd and the cream really balanced out quite well.
I loved it.
Oh, thank you.
I loved it. The sponge was delicious. It was beautiful.
Thank you
Success,
so much.
Rue.
Good job, darling.
Next up, Andrea.
I'm smiling. I am pretty confident that it's going to be a good dish, to be honest.
So it's an asparagus risotto with Vegemite stock and a crumble of grana padano and Vegemite on top. Caviar and lemon zest. Glaze.
What's the glaze?
Balsamic vinegar glaze, yeah.
I recognise how hard this is. Like, and how hard it would have been for you to know that it wasn't balanced and then sprint in there and grab some things that you thought might work and go back and do your best to balance it. Just got really taken out of control with the salmon roe, and then the balsamic glaze for me was the wrong pickup. I understand that you were like, I need some sweetness here, but you know how intense that stuff is. Like, as soon as I got that, I was like, I can't taste anything else. I can just taste balsamic glaze.
The hardest thing I think you've tried to do. Honestly, like, you couldn't have picked a harder dish to do, and you couldn't have picked a harder ingredient off the bench, I don't think. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where I was questioning around balance. You got this huge umami, yeasty thing. How do you balance that with the other flavours? I think your choices that you made It didn't work for you. Shake it off. Not huge success.
Yeah.
Nice one, Andrea.
No worries, thank you. The feedback isn't great at all. There's a lot of elements that went wrong. You got it? Proud of you. The balance isn't there. So I am worried.
Well, that was a blast from the past. A lot of interesting flavours and clever cooking in round one. Phil, your meat and one Vegemite dish, mate, it was delicious.
I like it.
Rue, your kumquat Swiss, oh, that's a tongue twister.
Yeah.
The thing you made today? Awesome. Your kumquat Swiss roll, it was absolutely epic. And Brent, you bought us a perfect chicken. However, not all of your dishes reminded us of the good old days. I call your name, you're in round two. Amy. Unfortunately, your cauliflower's undercooked and the flavours, they're a little underwhelming. Andrea, the balance of the dish is a little out. And the final person going into round two is Robbie. Sorry, mate, you had the right idea, but needed much longer time to cook that piece of meat. And on a day like today, that was a critical error.
Amy, Andrea, Robbie, unfortunately, you found yourself in round two, and we all know there's no round three, so this is it. Congratulations, everyone else. You can head on up to the gantry.
Good luck, guys.
You got this.
Being in the bottom three, like, obviously it's not pleasant. I know that this could potentially be my last cook, and I need to do everything that I can to not be the first one out. I'm very nervous.
Round one was all about our favourite childhood ingredients. Round two is all about yours.
That's the same hair as Jock had.
How old were you in this photo, roughly?
5 or 6.
And what did you love eating?
Well, I loved sweets.
Yeah.
And one above all was Nutella, definitely. I went through like a jar a week, probably.
Of Nutella? Wow.
Yeah.
Amy, tell me about this cheeky little munchkin here. What's that? Is that a bag of sweets you got there?
Probably.
Good on you. And what, so food memories then? Like, what was getting cooked?
Mum was just on the spag bowls, the lasagnas, the curried sausages. Still cook those dishes to this day because I just love it.
Good. Uncle Robbie, look at that guy. Hey?
Many years ago, that was.
Where and when was this?
When I was 17.
17.
Wow, Robbie.
You're a striking young fella, mate.
It's a long time ago then. Yeah.
At that age, was someone teaching you how to cook, or were you the cook?
I was cooking by then, yeah. Lots of dampers and like curry goose and lots of fish and seafood.
Curried goose. Did you say curried goose?
Yeah.
Oh.
Magpie goose?
Magpie goose, yeah.
So good.
We're giving you 60 minutes to take us back to a moment in your childhood. Give us a glimpse of who you are. You can use anything from the pantry or garden to make that happen. Whoever cooks the least impressive dish will be going home. Your time starts now.
Can you see lemongrass in there?
Round two, we have to make a nostalgic meal from when we were younger. I've decided to cook Mum's famous caramel dumplings. Huge nostalgia meal. Had it all the time growing up. A caramel dumpling is just dough balls in hot caramel sauce. So it's a very simple dish.
I
think it is a bit risky, but it's Mum's caramel dumplings. What can go wrong?
As soon as we ask them to pull on those nostalgic strings, food is normally at its best in this kitchen, don't you reckon?
Yeah, absolutely. And so they've got some interesting stories, you know what I mean?
If I was doing this challenge, there was like 4 dishes that my dad had on high rotation that were very mediocre. So do I try and pull one of those dishes apart and make it, you know, a better version?
Yeah.
But then this isn't about making a 3 Michelin star fancy dish. This is a nostalgic dish that helps us sort of go back to their childhood.
When you were announcing the challenge, Mel, they were eyeballing themselves, and hopefully that's going to extract a lot of passion, a lot of enthusiasm out of, you know, their childhood selves that they can really put on the plate.
Let's go, Robbie.
First time elimination, it's very stressful.
In round 1, I had a mistake with the meat being a bit chewy.
Come on, Robbie. Come on, Robbie.
Going into round 2, that really made my nerves go up to another level. I could be going home today.
Robbie, straight up, what's the dish?
A curry fish in coconut cream, as we always do it at home.
Love that. How you going with the pressure?
Bit of pressure.
That got you, didn't it?
Yeah.
What a great photo. Like, that's insane.
It was a rainy day, and they said, no way, I'm going to kick 11 goals. I kicked 14 goals, right? I won the goal competition.
How good is that? Mate, well, I urge you, every now and then, just take a look up. Because honestly, that kind of inspiration will make this stuff taste a lot better.
Hey.
I'll whippersnapper Robbie. Good luck.
Looking at the photo encouraged me to win this round.
Little damper, Robbie.
Huh?
Little damper.
Right, Brad.
So I want to fight really hard to make sure that I stay in the competition.
Take it easy, bro. Take it easy, bro.
Easy, easy, easy. We are cooking for not to go home. And it means that cooking against our best mates, including Rob. I really created this strong bond with Rob. It is extremely hard to possibly be in the cause for him to leave. And I don't want to be eliminated because I don't want to leave him. It's a tricky situation. I'm cooking Nutella crepes. I'm not a dessert person. If I've got an option, I'm gonna go to savory. But I'm gonna stick to my childhood favorite ingredient, which is Nutella.
Crepes don't take long to make.
No, but crepes need to be thin.
Andrea's cooking style is more Italian. That's his strength. To be honest, I thought he would make pasta today.
Nutella crepes, I mean, it's just so good. Too good. If I had to do it for myself, I would just be doing the crepes, fill up with the Nutella. But I'm a MasterChef. I need to take my cooking to the next level. Too much, but so I'm making some mascarpone filling, orange zest, bananas and strawberries. And then I'm gonna make a Nutella sauce to pour on top of the crepe. The whole dish with all these elements is just gonna be a mind blower.
We want you to channel these 3 on the front and bring us a delicious dish. 45 minutes to go.
Let's go, guys. Let's go, guys.
Bring that to tablespoon.
Trust yourself, trust yourself, trust yourself.
Caramel dumplings, when I was younger, was just iconic.
We would have dinner. It'd be 9 o'clock and my mum would be like, caramel dumplings.
Mum cooked very simple meals. So she would cook like lasagna on one night and then spaghetti the next, even though it's the same meal, essentially. Food is my life. Love talking about food, love eating food, love walking to food. Food, 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 food. I put a lot of effort into my dishes. I have my notebook. I'll write everything in, like the timings, the flavour combinations, the temperatures. I'm a nerd. Don't look at my diary.
There you go, Mum.
Oh, thank you.
There you go, Dad.
Oh, that's very fancy.
Very fancy.
It's nice.
That's pretty good, Dal.
Better than my spag boggy.
We love that still though.
When I was younger, I didn't really appreciate Mum's cooking, but I crave it now. The vision for the caramel dumplings is just cook it how Mum cooks it. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
What do they look like, feel like, smell like?
They're rich. It's very caramelly, doughy.
Oh, like the solid
So they
dumplings.
swell up and then they'll expand and
As they're
take up
cooking.
all of that beautiful caramel. Yeah.
So do they go in the oven? Is that what happens, or they put a lid on the top and a stove top?
It's a bit of a microwave job.
It's a microwave job.
So Mum did them in the microwave.
Okay.
A microwave meal on MasterChef? What are you doing? But this is how Mum did it.
Interesting. Could be good, could be bad, could be really bad.
So today I'm making fish curry. Mum used to love her curry fish, so I thought, well, I'll do this one for you, Mum. Think about my childhood with my mum, myself, my brothers. We would go fishing in certain little creeks, and we'd catch fish and we'd take them home to our parents. And we would cook a feast together. The whole family would turn up. It was fantastic. Mum was a very good cook, so hopefully she's looking over my shoulder today.
30 minutes to go. Come on, guys. 30 minutes. Come on,
I'm cooking Nutella crepes.
I'm just doing something that I loved and I still do love.
It's not a dish. I know by heart, but I know what goes in there. So it's time to make the crepes.
Come on, Andrea.
Andrea's just putting his crepe batter on. They need to be really, really thin and perfectly done.
Look at that.
Oh, beautiful.
Good job, mate.
Come on,
That's a
Andrea.
good-looking crepe. It's a couple more and we're good to go.
I am happy.
How's it going, Amy?
Smells like Mum's.
Good.
Caramel dumplings is a very simple dish.
6 to 8 minutes in the microwave and then you're good to go.
4, 2, 1. We got lift off, Amy. No, open it. They're done.
Are they?
Yeah. Well, it says end.
Looking at my dumplings, I do have a little internal battle.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, God, it is risky, like, especially a microwave meal, but that's what we've grown up on, and like, being a nostalgic dish, I don't want to change it. But then I have an idea. What about Bailey's cream? Bailey's is like a throwback for your childhood. So I'm like, that could work perfectly. Straight to the pantry, Bailey's cream. And then got the old beaters out. That's also a throwback, because Mum always had the beaters.
She's like, I'm making retro dumplings. I'm going to use retro equipment. Love it.
This is the most nostalgic meal to me, so I just hope it's enough.
You do not want this to be your last cook in the kitchen. You've got 10 minutes to go.
The curry is coming good. I think about my mum, you know, and what she'd be saying, you know, a bit more salt, a bit more pepper. Time to taste it. Taste the food. Wow, it's got the wow factors there, what I'm looking for.
Good, Robbie?
You had that little explode in your mouth and, well, it was there. But I just keep my mind set on the game.
Yeah, looking at the final product, I definitely feel like I'm back in Mum's kitchen. I just hope that it's enough. It's make or break.
The crepes are done, and I'm putting the mascarpone cream inside. But I need to get this Nutella sauce finished. I add a little bit of cream and also crushed hazelnuts.
This is enough, can I eat this?
Are you happy with the sauce, Andrea?
I'm not getting the texture that I want. It's growing too thick.
You have 5 minutes to go.
Can I add some water, maybe?
Don't add water to it.
No.
Adding water to chocolate is not an ideal scenario. Oil and water doesn't really mix, so it's no longer Nutella sauce, it's more Nutella chocolate bar.
I stuffed up so bad with the sauce, but there's no more time. I'm at the end of the cook, and now it's time to plate. So it is what it is. The dish is about Nutella. I need to serve something Nutella.
Now focus, my friend.
Oh, come on, Robbie. Robbie, is the fish cooked? Is it cooked?
Is your fish cooked? Yeah.
Last little touches! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it! Well done!
Well done.
Hang on, love.
Oh my God.
And he's got my heart stressed, my boy.
Today, like, things went very wrong. Like, everything went very wrong. I mean, singularly, all the elements are great. But yeah, the problem of this dish is the sauce. It's gonna be hard today because I would love to stay in the competition and not go home. This is not the best version of the simple dish that I wanted to do. Ah.
This is us, this is home, this is what we used to, this is how we grew up, always sharing our food and our love with each other, and it was fantastic.
Good luck, brother.
Good luck.
Thank you, Ma. This is amazing for me to be here representing my people. I just wanted to make my family and my people happy.
Where are you going?
How are we, mate?
Hey, Robbie.
What have you cooked?
Fish curry.
And fried bread.
Round 2, why this dish? How come you went here?
Back in the old days, we'd just go not a kilometre from home on the push bikes, go down, get pippies, mussels, mud crabs and fish, and come home. And then we have a feast with my mum and dad.
How good. What about the photo, mate? Did you draw anything from that photo today?
When you think about playing that level, you always want to up yourself to the best level you can do and always be your best. My mum and dad always loved us for that. Being, you know, you just got to go and to the next challenge and don't ever give in.
We'll taste now, mate. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Enjoy.
Yum. Be hard to see him going anywhere. That's tasty. My pieces of fish were beautifully cooked. I'm glad that he just went diced. It meant that he could really, you know, portion it beautifully. That little mound of fish poking through the glossy curry. And it's really bright and vibrant and zingy, seasoned really well. You had a great base flavour going on there, and it looked fantastic and it tastes even better.
I think with this challenge, we asked these contestants to cook a dish that showed us who they are. And I really feel like this plate of food does show us who Robbie is. You know, think about Darwin being such a wild, beautiful place, being, you know, in the tropics and drawing from such a rich multicultural heritage.
I imagine that this is very close to what Robbie would have had when he was a kid. I feel it, I really do. And I love that. That's what we wanted today. That's what we asked for. And that's what we got.
Transported food.
Good luck, brother. Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck, mate.
I'm hoping that the judges just close their eyes when they are tasting this dish. And don't worry about what it's looking like. Hello.
Take a seat, mate. Andrea. What did you choose to make?
Crepes with Nutella sauce, which was something I used to have every time I used to go to ski after, you know, a long day skiing on the mountains.
Talk me through this week. How's it been for you?
It's actually been an incredible, life-changing experience. Unbelievable. I have no words, like incredibly stressful, challenging, exciting. So I'm sorry that like I couldn't complete my dish probably today, and I will probably, you know, like there's a high chance that I'm gonna be the one that goes on. But to be honest, if I was able to go back in the last 10 seconds, I would get rid of this, put it in the chuck it in the bin, grab the Nutella jar and put it here.
We're gonna test it now.
Thank you very much. Cheers, thank you.
The invitation today was to draw from our memories, but I fear that Andrea has drawn from the wrong memory. You know, spending the day skiing and having a Nutella crepe afterwards, wonderful, but if he'd have chosen maybe a memory where he was making something, that it was something that he knew how to make, that he'd made with his nonna or his mama, then it might have translated into a more confident cook. The crepe itself it's fine, it's tender, it's thin, it has a nice flavour. Sadly, everything else accompanying it shows a really shaky sense of self today.
You're totally right, Mel. This isn't a muscle memory dish for Andrea.
No way.
And it shows on the plate.
The big mistake here was just putting water in Nutella.
He's just gone down the deep hole that is pressure in MasterChef. But unlucky for Andrea, it is on elimination day.
Thank you.
This is what Mum and I cooked when I was growing up. It's just home to me. So I just hope it's enough.
Hello. All right. What have you cooked us today?
Mum's famous caramel dumplings with a Bailey's cream.
Did you ever think that this would be the dish that would either keep you in the competition or send you home? Like,
Mum will probably be like, why did you do that?
What have you cooked us today?
Mum's famous caramel dumplings with a Bailey's cream.
You're wearing a black apron. It's a heavier kind of day. There's a little bit more pressure because you're very mindful that either you or someone else is going home. Was that playing in the back of your mind today?
A little bit, yeah. Definitely don't want to go home today. I'm not ready. I want to learn so much more.
We'll taste and hopefully, you know, you stick around for a little longer.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Amy. Let's hope it's ugly delicious.
Yeah.
Right?
I think that's what she was going for.
The first part is already true.
This dish is what we asked for. Just take us back to you at that age. I really feel as if I was transported back to their living room, you know? I love that it stayed true to the origins of it, hasn't tried to zhuzh it up, because as soon as you do try and zhuzh up a nostalgic memory, generally speaking, it's not as good as it used to be, right? I really like the caramel sauce. I really love the boozy Bailey's cream. And let's be honest, you wouldn't have any more than that if you went to a mum's house anyway.
Bailey's, like how old school could
Love
you
it.
possibly get to team that up with the dumplings and the caramel sauce? Look, any other day in any other challenge, we'd probably go, what's going on here? But we're not, because it's a challenge about nostalgia. And this is the one for her. The flavours are sound.
First off, the good news. There was one real standout dish today. One cook transported us back in time to their home, into their hearts, and showed us exactly who they are. The dish was vibrant, it was full of history, and it tasted as good as it looked. And that dish was cooked by Robbie. Well done, mate. You're safe, buddy. You can join the other. Good luck. Hey. Good luck. Well done, mate. Amy, your dumplings were exactly what we asked for. We could feel the nostalgia, and the flavours were really, really good. Andrea, your crepes were pretty good. But you tried to water down Nutella with water. And it's for that reason, I'm afraid, mate, I'm sorry, but you're going home.
No worries. It's been a pleasure. The mistake I did with the Nutella is... I'm sorry, Mr. Ferrero.
Andrea, it's been absolutely great to get to know you. Your
Thank you.
personality has literally lit up this kitchen. But unfortunately, mate, it's time to say goodbye. I'm
No
getting a
worries.
hug before you
Can I
go.
hug you?
Well
Thank
done,
you
mate.
very much. No worries. Should be super proud. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks so much
Ciao.
for being here. You're awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks.
Well done.
It's been a pleasure.
Well done.
Thank you. It's going to be hard to leave Rob, but I'm living here, and I'm a complete person now. Thank you, guys. I can do anything now. And this experience makes me so much stronger that it's unbelievable.
Give it up for Andrea, everybody!
This week on MasterChef Australia, the secrets and surprises continue.
It is secret to success week.
With plenty of MasterChef royalty. Sharing the secrets to their success.
I can't believe Julie Goodwin's in the kitchen, so I'm fangirling a little bit.
Who will thrive?
I am absolutely gobsmacked.
And who will say goodbye?
Now I'm sweating.